Stepper Belizean Me. Stepper was born Ashton Mendez in British Honduras in 1964. A Central American country which would not gain its independence from England until 1983 and would become a sovereign nation known as Belize. A small country by international standards which boasts of a population of about 400,000 inhabitants. A stable economy of 2 to 1 USD currency. A virtual melting pot of ethnicities such as the Garifuna Maya Mennonite Mestizo Creole. Although few people have heard of this tropical paradise. Celebrities like Bad Boys hip-hop artist turned Belizean politician shine. Famous athletes like Marion Jones. Talented artists like Pen Cayetano were all produced from this nation. In 1972 Stepper migrated to the Crown Heights section of Brooklyn at the request of his Belizean father and Jamaican stepmother. Together they lived in a kitchenette apartment on New York Avenue and St. John's Place on the second floor of a row house. He was an inquisitive 7-years-old child who wanted to know how everything worked. Brooklyn was fast-paced, unlike his hometown where a traffic accident was considered big news. His father, a no-nonsense ex-police and military man, was aware that his son was green and naive. Daily he began teaching him how to survive in the concrete jungle. He taught him about good character and being the best at whatever he chose to do in life. Drug abuse and its woes, along with many more lessons. Stepper absorbed them, not knowing that the lessons would save his life on more than one occasions in the years ahead. Wanting the best education for his child his pocket could afford, Stepper was enrolled in private school named Epiphany Lutheran School, where wearing uniforms was the standard. The school consisted of teachers and students from throughout the Caribbean. It was there that he discovered that he spoke with a distinct accent. One that he grew self-conscious about, specifically around black Americans who called him coconut or who said he traveled to America on a banana boat. Insults he took hard because he was thin-skinned. His father explained the black Americans did not like anyone who was different from them. He never saw himself as better or different. As far as he was concerned, he was just as black, if not darker, than most. Nevertheless, he became a chameleon and just blended in to make himself less of a target. Stepper's parents worked all day, leaving him home alone. Since he had no brothers or sisters, the TV became a constant companion. He loved shoot-them-up movies which he would watch back to back, forgetting he had homework to do, which would bring down his father's wrath. One in 1977, right before the blackout in July 13 to 14, Stepper's life took a sharp turn when his family, needing a bigger and safer space, moved to the Flatbush section of Brooklyn on a block named Tennis Court, which E19th Street ran right into. It was a predominate middle-class Jewish neighborhood with sprinkles of black families here and there. Working-class people. Some from the Caribbean. Too many black faces must have made the elderly Jewish families nervous because they started giving up their apartments and began moving out. More black families moved in and filled the void. 1980 was the first year of high school for Stepper at Erasmus Hall, which was located on Flatbush Avenue 2 blocks away from his house. Change was in the air and it was ecstatic. The Jolly Stompers, Tomahawks, Savage Skulls, Spades and Nomads and other gangs who terrorized Caribbean people faded out. The Untouchables, a gang from Jamaica, had the respect on the streets. They were putting down their M-game, heavy and messy. Everybody was whispering their name in fear of being overheard and misconstrued. The Jamaicans were definitely turning it up and the rest of the Caribbean was caught up in the tidal wave. The Untouchables, affectionately called Touchies, were flamboyant with their trendy clothes.